Okay, so I wanted to do a quick follow-up on the video I did the other day where I looked at the different gear and how you could evolve it and stuff like that. I wanted to use that concept of the value to help me really figure out what I should prioritize in terms of evolving stuff. Because, frankly, between, limited amount of resources in terms of the materials you need to evolve stuff, and the fact that many of them have to happen in the same place, you can't really evolve anything, two or three things at the same time. I've had reasonable luck with dragons in one of the pieces of gear, but I just wanted to sort of quantify what makes the most sense. And just so a quick step back, I'm focused on fight for one reason, which is the way our approach to AVA is, while there's a whole bunch of different actions that you can do, fight, harass, sab, steal, swindle, etc., bribe, there's really only two objectives. One, take their silver, and two, damage their camp. And when you take their silver, you reduce their overall total, so they lose a bigger percentage of their attacks or defenses, whatever, their encounters. And when their camp is damaged, then they get less victory points for what we would call passive that's awarded every hour. So regardless of which attack style you use, your main objective is usually one of those two things. So if I say let's go after silver, you're going to use your best bribe, swindle, or steal. And if I say let's go after the camp health, which we'd only want to do once we've taken most of the silver, then we're going to want to use fight and possibly harass. Sabotage is a good one that attacks both, and so on. And there may be times when you want to actually attack camp defenders. If somebody has put a bunch of defenders in their camp, that might actually sway some of your thinking. But in general, you're doing one of those two things. You're attacking silver, you're attacking the camp health. And as I mentioned in chat, I was sort of kicking myself for evolving my steel dragon and my swindle dragon first, because I've basically maxed two things that I can use towards attacking silver, and if I'd been thinking a little clearer, I would have done fight first. But our approach to AVA has been evolving, and it wasn't so obvious, so it's not like it was an idiotic move, it just wasn't a well thought out one. Anyway, so I'm focusing on fight now, and my main question is, what makes more sense? Should I try and evolve the long sword? Should I try and evolve the chainmail? Should I try and evolve my adolescent red to a mature red? So I put this little spreadsheet together, and I wanted you to walk through it. By the way, it's just a new tab on what I've shared with you before, which is my AVA set summary. You can go to that page for a second, where I've got on this side everything I use, and sometimes I use this side to compare stuff I'm thinking about or changing seals or whatever. So for example, if I wanted to plug something different in over here, I would basically have what I have and have what I'm thinking about and decide which one to do. So I'll put the link in the comment when I'm done. Anyway, so I'm looking at fight. So what I've been using today for fight is Epic Ice, which I'm using the same formula from the video the other day, which is I just take my points for battle, I add 6 times my percent for the percent, and then 3 times my percent for the steal, and I get some sort of value here. And so I do that for the other evolutions. I take the difference and I look at it as a percentage of what I have. So in this case, Epic Ice is pretty good. It's roughly the same as what you could buy with tokens, either one of the, the fight piece weapon that you can, I forget what it's called, but you could use it. It's roughly the same. I'm in no hurry to switch because other stuff might be coming out with tokens that might be even better. But I would need to involve this 2 times to the Ancient and Dark Sister 1 before I would be even modestly better than what I'm using now. Compare that to Rob's, which is arguably the weakest of the set, primarily because I'm focused on speed. Something has to have the speed component in there. And so it's roughly the weakest, and consequently, while it's essentially the same as Lost Chainmail out of the box, if I evolve it once, I get a larger improvement than evolving this one twice. And from a percentage basis, I get it. I'm more stronger by evolving this once than I am evolving this one actually twice. I end up having a greater percentage increase. And then let's compare. I already have the Adolescent Red. If you were doing this and you were starting with an egg, you could put all the different levels of the Dragon Evolves here and see where you were. Clearly your biggest number is going to be by evolving the dragon. But I'm already at the Adolescent Red phase here. But given limited resources, limited time, and the fact that some of these things have to occur in the same building, this spreadsheet helps me realize that evolving the chainmail at least twice is going to give me more bang for my buck than evolving the Adolescent Red to a Mature Red. We're certainly undergoing a 3 evolve step to evolve the sword into Dark Sister 2. So, that helps clarify it for me, and hopefully if you want to think about it in terms of this, it can help you figure out, which things you can put in your current set in the yellow and figure out, or you could, call this, make a duplicate copy, call it for trade, and just paste in the various, for intrigue it's the crown, for trade it's the dress or whatever. So I forget, there's a sword for intrigue and something else for trade, I don't remember. But this is how I think about it as, okay, I'm definitely not worrying about evolving this sword until I've done something with this chainmail here, at least gotten it to chain 1, which is going to give me more bang than anything else as far as doing 2 evolves. And then, it'll drive me nuts not to have a Mature Red, but I will work on that too, probably before I work on the sword, since it's only one more evolve to get 21 points. I have to do 2 to get that for the sword, and so on. So that's where I am. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. Obviously, if there's any questions, let me know and I will help you figure it out.